All right, so the recording is on. Welcome to another lovely section. Um, let's talk a little bit about entries. I think that was the recommendation you made, right?
Yeah. Entries, actually.
So, let's take it this way. Um,
Just wanted to, I just wanted to, I was following the right track during this November period.
okay, yeah, getting entries during this election, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see. When it comes to entries, there are two types of entries people take in trading. There's the entry you take on your MT4, which is your account. Then there's an entry where you take on the chart. That is like an analysis. That was your entry point from your point of interest. So like it's not like they are separate. Do you get? But why I call them two types of entries is because you could make an entry on your chart and then do something different on your MT4. Are you with me?
Yes.
You understand? So you can make an entry. Because to make an entry on the chart is very easy. You just have to just carry this RR tool and then just place the tool like this, you know?
Yeah,
And then this
that,
this means this means the stop loss target. This means it's take profit target. And this means the entry point. And then this is
yeah,
market moving in direction. But on your MT4, you have to set these things literally, put in the figures of this angle, also put in the figures of this angle and then the figures of this angle, which then shows you the execution. Let me see. I will send the recording to the editing guys. Let's see how they can also add some of my charts, my trades on MT4. So the difference is clear. Because at the end of the day, you can easily alter these stuffs on your MT4. You get my point? So
okay.
because you're looking at the chart on the MT4, you don't get a broad view like this. Because something like this kind of stuff gives you confidence that your trade is still bearish because you're looking at the overview of the entire market.
Yeah,
You understand? So, but at the same time, the MT4 can easily draw an illusion in your mind because you're seeing just this point and you see such a reaction like this. So you freak out and you're like, and you look at your price, let's say your the amount you're in profits compared to what you originally saw at this point. You
yeah,
understand?
okay.
And then
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
brings a psychological warfare into the picture. You have to now battle with emotions of cutting losses or having to stay in
Because
the game.
I was saying again,
You understand? So taking trades on the phone is quite different from just making analysis and putting your entry tools and stuff like that. So entries is a bit complex because that's where your trading plan, all those stuffs comes in. You don't need the trading plan to analyze the market now. You just
yeah.
need
No, but,
your technical analysis plan. You understand? So you
yeah,
just basically
yeah,
define the method you're looking for, then you pick your area of interest. But why you need risk management trading plan is all about the money and what you execute on your MT4. So when we talk about entries, we should understand what type of entry we're talking about. Do you think you're talking about how to get entries from your area of interest? Because that's problem for some people. You understand? Or are you talking about difficulties in taking trades from your analysis? Because that's a different problem on its own.
Well, when you put it like that, I was actually talking about, this proper confirmation, just to be sure if I'm doing the right thing. Because based on I used to do this day model stuff, in a 1 hour time frame, for example, I can see something like a week closing, like this present chart here, saying this one that you did is bearish entry. This particular candle on the 1 hour chart could go above this zone, then close below this high, this the most recent high. Now, if it closes below that, I just like mark out the candle, then put my entry on like 50% of that particular candle. You get. Then that's what I'm putting on my, then the price, I just type it down on my MT4, on my MT5, I mean. Then wait for a trade to come and tap in. I don't know if that's proper. If an engulfing happens too, I run the same pattern. But on my 15 minutes, I wait for all this mini structure for confirmation instead. At least three candles breaking a previous pullback or something. So I just wanted to be sure if that is actually very okay when trading.
So what we're talking about basically is saying you're having issues with technical analysis, entries on your area of interest or your point of interest, not entries on your trades on your MT4 or how to take a trade or be successful in a
On,
trade.
on my MT4, I don't understand that aspect. I don't understand how to type everything to it and the amount because I used to use this calculator that for Forex that help to calculate your risks, even in percentage and the rest. So on that aspect, it's all good. It's just extra confirmation for when
Technical
price gets to your
analysis.
POI, when price gets to your POI, how the candles react, then why you can take it. I know I do trade this New York zone, New York session, the Q zone, and they're always fast most times.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you know, everything is about dedication. That's one thing about Forex. Everything's about dedication. It doesn't matter the method you use. I tell everybody, these methods are all based off the same market structure. Market structure would always be the same. It's either bearish, bullish, or it's consolidating. So you don't have to have a particular model that somebody else confirms for it to work to you. You just have to have a model you have been using for a very long time and you have understood properly to find your edge. You understand? So trading is not supposed to be a situation where you will have to confirm from somebody else. You just have to be dedicated. If it doesn't work, you will know. If it works, you will know. You understand? So what I'm going to say is that on the aspect of entries, your experience would let you understand what edge works better for you. But what we're going to do is that I would explain some other model you can easily adapt to when it comes to New York section, and I'll also give you insights on how you can trade New York section. So you can now use those insights to better your own plan because
Okay.
everything works. It's just how you use it.
Yes, actually, it's just how you use it,
You
bro.
understand? So when maybe
Yeah,
understanding more of how I do my own would be something that would help you now know how to place your own. You understand? And then you can then do the math from there and see what you can do. Okay.
all right, boss. Thanks.
All right. Let's do this on the 1 hour time frame. So this Zoom section, I think ends in 5 minutes. We have been here earlier before we started recording. So what we'll
Yeah,
do
yeah,
is that
yeah.
if it goes off, we'll have another section and then continue again.
Okay.
So let me also add an indicator. There's this um ICT indicator, or is it Q zone indicator, section Q zone indicator, I think. Yeah, something
Okay.
like this. This is basically how I
Yeah.
do intraday trading. Whenever I'm going to trade intraday, I start bringing up things like this on my screen. You understand? It's not like I need them physically, but I have to understand something first. And I would explain what I'm trying to understand to you. Then you would now see how that benefits you. Technicality is not about a method. It's all about logic. It's not a method. All methods that are logical are technical methods. It's not about ICT. It's not about SMC. It's not about Wyckoff. It's not about Elliott wave. Nothing. Technicality is all about interpreting information. Data presentation is technical. Basically doing something logical to get something else. Do you understand? So when you find opportunity to
Yeah.
use tools like this that can help you simplify what you're trying to do,
What to try is can make use of your mission.
exactly, that is what winning is. Winning is not trying to be perfect. It's trying to get
Yeah.
the best out of it while you can. You
I think I
understand?
actually use something similar to this, but it
Exactly.
shows Asian, because I just like to see the Asian range
But you
instead of me
should
trying
also
to
understand
calculate
one
the
thing, that becoming delusional is real. And too many pictures makes a man dizzy. You
yeah,
understand? So you don't have to have this
actually
on the screen all the time, or
all the time.
it becomes your eye. It becomes what you see whenever you look at the chart. And you don't want that, because then you will draw a picture outside what reality is in front of you. You understand? Instead of you to first look at the structure, you will now go and look, is market in my kill zone already? Instead of you to confirm your rules and regulation, you will first look, is market in kill zone already? That is people who trade kill zones mainly, and says, stuff like that. So you have to understand the difference between these things, so you don't get stuck in that paradox, because trading is one of the most easy place to get stuck in a confusion. Why is this thing? Sometimes it gets scanty like this. It's hard to see it. Okay, events break. No, that's not it. Okay, look at it, a section break.
Yeah.
Okay, found it.
Just
Let's
be
just let
trying.
the zoom end, you understand? But you see the way it draws
Okay.
the box around everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Understand this? You see the way it draws the box. So this, I will explain this to you, and then it gives you a different insight to how you do intraday trading. All right, so let's get back to it.
All right.
So you see now, you see this looks more like those ICT guys charts, how it looks.
That's
You
yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah.
But these are different tools, okay? But if you notice, the whole day is now in kind of like a box, a section. So there's a breakdown already that is already engaged, that you just have to understand now to be able to take an entry. You understand? And this is all logical. This is not like an indicator stuff that tells you what to do. It's just basically interpreting data for you. So this is the previous separator we're talking about. And then this is an Asian kill zone, sorry, ICT kill zone separator, something like that. So it shows you the kill zones within the day, within the section. And then there's also another indicator I like to add, one that brings in understanding of Asian section.
I think that's what I use. I bring down the Asian session, then London Q zone, New York Q zone, just those three.
So then now, I'm just trying to show you tools you can use, to add up to understanding what you use to interpret data, to give you a better understanding of the
Yes.
market. Now,
Yeah.
you see, these are Asian sections. So the yellow would be
That
London
session,
section.
yes, yes.
You see, then the
Yeah.
green would be New York section.
Work
And
session.
then this will be the handover of Tokyo section. So if you know how to use sections now, you now know how to, pick out areas of interest. And then when you see markets mitigating those areas within
Q
certain
starting.
sections, you know that it's likely going to hold. Stuff like that. You understand? So that's one. That's something you can use to better understand entries. And then secondly, because example, what I'm talking about is seeing this demand zone here, this supply zone, sorry, here. And then you have this being mitigated at this time. So that's like an extra confluence you can use to hold your zone.
Okay.
You understand? And then you see this Asian section here, rise down to this point, and price comes into this area here. If this doesn't hold and this zone is closing off, there's likely every chance that this is getting cleared out. So you can start looking for bullish entries. That's on your MT4 now. You move to MT4. So without even doing any much calculation, you
Yeah.
can easily just get something going. Like for this entire day, you can see the day ended up at this same demand area. So your focus now would be what happens from this point. If this was yesterday, your focus would be that what happens from this one? Do we go bullish or do we go bearish? You understand? Now the next day starts. Obviously, we are having the holidays and stuff, so the market is not even safe to trade.
You don't really
Yes,
yeah.
but you're seeing how price action can still be understood. So now we're having this as the high of the day. This is basically showing you the high and the low of the day. So this is the low, this is the high. So this is the current high of the day. And what do we have? We are currently having something like a supply zone here, with an Asian section acting as the high of the previous day. So this could be liquidity. And we're also
Yeah.
having a supply zone above here. So clearing out the previous daily high. You see, I'm interpreting ICT's method without even using the models of ICT or any of those stuff. Just understand these sections. You see, so price will be clearing out the previous daily high, mitigating this zone before you see a bearish drop, or clearing out this high because this is a weak high that failed to clear out any major low. So this would be like,
Yeah.
you see,
Does not play as the main load that created it.
you see.
Yeah.
So it's showing a bullish structure. This would be counter zones. That's what we call counter zones. These are zones now. This, you see, the possibilities have been reduced. Basically, you have a focus now. And that's all you need to do on the chart for you to have what to do on your phone. You understand? I tell people, you don't have to explain everything the way I do. I'm doing that so people can understand.
Can understand more.
Exactly. You now that you are also an analyst, if you want to be an analyst, it's a responsibility for you to know how to explain your chart. But if you're a trader, you don't owe anybody any explanation. If I was just trading on my own, this is enough for me to close my chart. Except I want to explain for somebody. Now, I now consider the level of that person's knowledge. If it's somebody who I knows, like you now, this is why we're explaining it like this. If it's a newbie, I have to explain what's a supply zone, what's an Asian section,
It
what's a New
was
York
an Asian
section,
session.
what's market structure, what makes this a weak high or a strong low, you know, what's the possibility that this would have hold, all those kind of stuff. So if you know how to trade and you're not influencing, you're not creating content, you're not trying to teach, you're not doing any of those things, you're just here to make money, then get the necessary information and go make your money. You understand? You don't
So,
have to create a model like ICT. ICT is an influencer. Yes, even he's a good mentor. I'm also an influencer. I'm influencing you basically by teaching you something. So his
yeah.
charts, his models, he has to create them so there can be something, that he created. Basically, that's how he influences people. But you now, are you influencing or are you making money? It's two questions you should ask yourself. Are you influencing? Yes. Okay, get better at your knowledge. Are you making money? Yes. Okay. Then do something about making money then. You understand? But if you're doing both, then okay, it's still fine. But you have to at least define what you're doing. You understand? So as simple as this,
Decision.
I've gotten an entry. I've gotten what to focus on. And besides, we are currently about to end the third section of it. As you can see, we had a yellow. This is the first green. So this is the major zone, as you can see. And if you go look at the time when price moved the previous day here, look at the time here, and then you will look at the time, you will know how many candles to come before price makes a major movement. Because as you can see, there is always a movement, even if it's not big, but something is going to happen. Either we'll see a drop or price will clear out this high. That's the two decisions we're talking about here. Are we selling from here or are we not selling from here? That's all you have to define. Do you understand? Are you selling from
Okay.
here? Is this an opportunity to sell or is it a trap and you're waiting for this zone? That's just all you have to define. Once you define that, you take your decision, manage your risks, then follow your plan. Simple. So this is what I was talking about. That's why I said I'm not going to show you any model like order block, breakup structure. I'm just going to basically give you more insights to that because you understand those things already. You understand? You can use those
Yeah.
insights and use these tools. At least now you know use tools. As long as tools are available for you, use them. So this is the section breaking stuff. I changed my own to
Action
this
break.
kind of line here.
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets hidden. And now look at what we did. We basically just broke down these structures without even identifying any zone, and we got all the zones right. You see how beautiful this
Yeah.
is?
actually.
I'm telling you, trading is that.
Honestly.
It's that. Once you understand what you're doing, it's easier for you to now make sense. That's why we call these zones counter POIs, right? Because clearly, as you can see now,
Yeah.
this is a weak high, and this low is looking more like a mitigation.
Yes.
Was that not what we identified with the indicators?
Yeah.
You understand?
It's
And
looking at
now
this what do they
we're now
call it?
watching, is price going to break these points and do this? Or are we going to see something like this? Or are we going to see something like this? So it's very simple. It's very, very simple. You just have to know what works for you and be bold enough to follow it. Stick to it. Practice it long enough that you now know how to use it. Because that's what that matters. You just need to stick to what you know and practice it long enough to know how to use it. It doesn't matter what you use. As long as you practice it long enough, it will work. You understand? Because
I mean,
if it doesn't work,
it's actually work.
your brain will build a system
I need
around
that.
it. Yeah?
A person needs a very valid story, not just catching, saying, okay, this one is other block, not just picking things out.
Yes.
Because
That's
everywhere there's
exactly
other block,
so.
there's other block everywhere.
So let me just break down EUR/USD, to a scale where people can also understand other reasons why, those areas we pick are considered the analysis, because that's all the analysis. So on the 4 hour time frame now, we have a crazy price action. Not very clear, not very clear. But from what we can see, this is a range, a decision point before price went bearish. And from the point where price is currently reacting from, we have this, and we have this. Okay, so I said from the current price action, we have this that I'm currently drawing. And then this was a decision point. Okay, before the drop. This was a huge momentum. So price is currently correcting towards this momentum. This is kind of like a Quasimodo formation. At the same time, it's kind of like a bullish formation. And price is within discount too. So we should be looking for bullish interest and watching out for bearish. This could be price headed to something like this. Um, so this is an area to watch out for. It was a decision point. So it's a major resistance now. We're looking at it from that angle. It's kind of like a major resistance level where price could basically bounce off. So if price goes above it, fine. If it doesn't go above it, then it is likely going to retrace back. But what we have here is kind of like something of a Quasimodo formation, a bullish Quasimodo formation, and we have this demand zone resting here. So I do think price might drop a little bit, before going back bullish. But that's all speculations. Or with the higher time frame being bearish, price just keeps dropping, to clear out this low. So this is like a lower time frame um low. That's what I would say, because from what we saw on the higher time frame, price looked more like it was trying to retrace, since the long term is bearish. So we have this like a resistance level. So this was broken. A support previously, now a resistance, and price is just tracing back up to fill up that momentum. So is either price is going to get to this point, then drop, you know, or get to this point, break, and then continue upward. But that's all based on what happens when price gets there. Let's round it up here. with the questions on entries, do you have any questions so far?
No, you actually did it. Yeah, I don't actually have any. I'm good actually.
But you understand the point, right?
Yeah. I get now.
All right. So this will be the last section for the year, and I will try to see how we could get the recording out so it will be available for everyone. All right. See you
Okay,
next.
yeah, you too.
All right, bro. Have a great celebration. I will chat you guys up in the group. Okay.
Okay, well,
All right. Bye
all
bye.
right.